Vandu va Western mulembe. Milembe muno. Lembe khandi. Your Excellency, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, our Prime Cabinet Secretary, and my boss, the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Excellency Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, Governor of Vihiga, Deputy Governor, County Commissioner, colleagues, members of Parliament, members of the County Assembly present, government officials from other MDAs, the Ngao team, as I mentioned, led by the County Commissioner, principals and representatives from the various TVETs, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I want to welcome you all to this fantastic Diaspora Jobs Fair, Western Kenya region, hosted here in Friends Mbale High School, that has been very graciously hosted by His Excellency, the Governor. Asante sana for being here, for hosting us. And I want to acknowledge and really appreciate the work of the elected leaders. As I listened to you speaking here and really touching on the issues that the people care about, I want to thank you for engaging this issue of diaspora jobs. Because sometimes we can have many programs and wonderful conversations, but if the people don't understand these programs, then we're not doing the right thing. So I want to thank you for being here and for being a part of this conversation. I want to also thank the team within the county government, my own team within the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. If you could really stand very quickly so that people can see you, who have done an amazing job in putting this together. If we could appreciate the team over here, even the ones who are waving from Hukombali, tunashukuru sana. Your Excellency, these job fairs were necessitated by the employment crisis or the unemployment situation that we find ourselves in. In Kenya, we have about 10 million young people who should be actively involved in employment. But we find that only 31% of these youth, or rather we find that 31% of these youth are either unemployed or underemployed. They're not actively involved in the employment space. Your Excellency, this is a particularly big problem because our population is 75% youth, 35 years and under. That is our population, 75% of our population. So that means that our unemployment concern is a youth problem. It is truly a youth problem, but it is also a youth opportunity, and that is what I would like to talk about today. So when we started to think about what we do about this major problem of unemployment, we came up with a three-pronged strategy. Create jobs at home, create jobs online, facilitate for Kenyans to get jobs in the diaspora. Three things, and in that priority. How do you create jobs at home? You make it easy for companies and private sector to operate here. But you also, as a government, send out and create deliberate programs that can employ people, such as the affordable housing program, hiring healthcare workers, and so on. Then you can do digital jobs. And today I was happy to see that Ajira and the ICT Authority are here to help people understand how do you take advantage of these jobs that we hear about, jobs, online jobs, or online working digitally. How do we get to do this? And I really want to ask the young people who are here to take some time and make sure you visit the ICT Authority booth to understand how you can pick up more and more skills. But Excellency, also to note that the various members of Parliament within every ward are working together with the national government to create ICT hubs where people can work. But sir, we are also in a global labor market. That means that if I'm a carpenter trained here in Shamirere, TVET, I should be able to work in Vihiga, I should be able to work in Western Kenya, I should be able to work in Kenya, or I should be able to work in Serbia, if that is where the opportunity is. So the global labor market exists. Kenyans have been participating in the global labor market for a long time. Every one of us here, and I understand in Vihiga in particular, every one of us here knows somebody who works abroad. Mtu alienda ng'ambo anafanya kazi ako Uarabuni ama ako mahali pengine. Every one of us knows that. So the global labor market has existed for quite some time. But as a government, we are saying it is important for us to enter that space because unemployment is such a big problem. And what do? We enter the space for 4 things. We enter to protect Kenyans. And I'm glad Waheshimiwa, all of them have spoken about the need to protect diaspora. And this is the space that the State Department for Diaspora Affairs and the State Department for Foreign Affairs through our missions abroad is in. How do we ensure that people are cared for when they go abroad? So we enter to protect. We enter to create policy, to regulate, and finally to facilitate. And facilitating is what we are here to do today, which is to create these kinds of opportunities and platforms where young people in the counties can come and understand how do we participate in what we are calling the global labor market. We've brought recruiters here, we have brought TVETs here, we have brought government entities involved in this space to talk about passports as you've had, or TVETs, or protection work, and so on. Your Excellency, I don't want to take much more time, but to ask the people of Vihiga and the people of Western Kenya to take advantage of this opportunity. And if you have further questions, we do have a lot of our information, and I don't know, young people, if you can see, but all of our information is available on our various social media platforms about how do I get a job abroad? How do I find out where these jobs are? Who is an agent? How do I know who a good agent is? And the matter of agents, Your Excellency, let me say that we have worked very hard together with the Ministry of Labor to ensure that the people who are doing the work of recruitment are licensed. But we ask Kenyans, it is up to you to ensure that the person you're speaking to actually is a licensed agent, and that information is available on the National Employment Authority website. You can tell whether the person you're dealing with is listed as a recruiter and has a license to recruit, ama ni mchezo na kuletea. Your Excellency, there are lots of opportunities for Kenyans to play in the global labor market. There are jobs in other countries, there are jobs on cruise ships. And what we are doing here really is to bring that information to the people and to invite them to work with us to ensure that the young people can have a future in the diaspora space.